kind of just happened, but what was the moment like with Victor when you found out he was going to be the All-Star starter?
You know, we being everybody that participates in this league works really hard, and there are some pretty lofty goals I think that probably all of us have when we close our eyes and dream or before we go to bed. And for someone to be an all-star starter ever is a major accomplishment and feat. And that's probably years and a lifetime of work and things and sacrifices from not only himself but his family that have led to something like that. And then you talk about, obviously, where he's at in his career and journey makes it even that much more unique. But a very special moment, and again, would need a lot more time than now to probably talk about actually what really went into it, but very humbled to be able to be a part of it with him, and very cool to see him be able to experience it.
Coach, you guys had a kind of rough stretch shooting after Christmas, but you've been able to kind of scrap out wins with your defense. How valuable is that for you as a coach, building that skill and being able to lean on that in times when your shots aren't falling?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. You know, defense has been, since camp, what we have wanted our identity to be. We felt like it was also what would be most ready to be our most consistent skill, as we had in and out with availability and just the continuity or lack the experience and time together. It would take time to get a feel for each other, chemistry, that innate understanding of how I'm expecting what you're going to do and you're expecting what I'm going to do. And so the defense has been something that we have wanted to be our constant. And in a totality of a really long season, you're going to have to win games in different ways and fashions if you're going to win games. And so during that stretch, that definitely was a part of the ingredients, or not there as much, as you said.
Big picture, if I may, just prepping today, just feels like you're getting better at kind of every category I ran through. It was like moving from 13th to 11th or 9th to 7th. Do you agree with that? And if so, why? How are you improving?
You know, do I agree with it? Is a tough one. I'd have to probably, depends on when you ask. I do feel like we have grown throughout the year. I think experience helps all of our guys. We have a lot of guys who, again, we've said this quite a bit, but are going through a lot of firsts, whether that's the Cup, whether that's playing on Christmas, whether that's, you know, just being in a lot more competitive games. And I do think we've grown, and I think there's been times where that doesn't always mean the outcome or the result is exactly how you want it, or that's where you want it to be. But I do think every month we feel like we are continuing to get better.
Did you or anybody in the locker room discuss a chance to play on MLK Day?
We did not discuss the opportunity to play on MLK Day, no. We talked about it quite a bit in my time here, and we've done some things in the past, but we have not discussed it as a team this year.
Coach, coming back on the big news today, did you get the chance to celebrate or do anything with him and the team, or with the timing of the announcement, is it more like about keeping things normal and focusing on the game today?
The only reason I know what time it was because of our team schedule, but it got announced at 1:14 because we had a 1:15 walkthrough on the court. So we celebrated after going over a few things on the court with a quick team breakdown. But guys were fired up and pretty excited. So you got some love there.
The last time the Jazz were here, Will Hardy told us about some 5-on-5 games y'all played as assistants. He said you were a pass-first point guard and he was a ball hog, so it kind of worked.
Yeah, we were a good fit, and we liked to both talk trash to Timmy. So it was always, we were on one team and Timmy was on the other team, and so it was a good fit.
Do you still have fond memories of those days with Will and being young guys growing up?
Yeah, I mean, Will was a infinite source of wisdom, experience, friend for me. When I moved from Austin to San Antonio, my direct supervisor was Chip England, in the sense that I was focused on player development. Well, Will had that role right prior to myself. So his, helping him not walking on landmines and unwritten laws and lays of the land, I could never thank him enough, and I could never even articulate what they were. And it's a very unique place to work, an organization to grow in and be with for over time. And he was an integral part for me, especially early on.
Can you break down his game?
Will's game?
Yeah.
Well, he called him a ball hog, so that.
Called himself that.
No, I passed the ball to him. I just wanted to pass to him, talk trash to Timmy, and not get hurt. But Will used to run around. He used to have the watch that would count his steps, so he'd try to get his workout in and run around. And then when he got the ball, he just wanted to shoot it. So it was a good fit.
Tim was sort of notoriously immune to trash talk. What would y'all do? Would y'all be able to get to him at all?
Well, no, Timmy is an anti. His pickup game is anti everything you guys know in a real game. So yeah. He just would run three-point line, shoot trail threes, and talk trash. So it didn't look like what you guys know.